Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 2. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu to address world leaders at UN General Assembly September 19th. Vice President Kashim Shettima says measures to tackle challenges in Northwest on the way. Plus, U.S. approves first arms to Taiwan under foreign aid program. We'll bring you details of the stories and many more in a moment. We begin this afternoon from the national scene where President Bola Tinubu will address the 78th session of the high-level general debate of the United Nations General Assembly UNGA at the UN headquarters in New York on Tuesday, September 19th. Reports say Tinubu, in his first outing to the Assembly, will be addressing world leaders in the evening of that day. According to the speakers list from the Office of the General Assembly, President Tinubu will be the 14th speaker out of 20 leaders slated to speak on the first day. Away from that, the federal government initiative to tackle the security and economic challenges in the North, particularly in the Northwest, is underway. The Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this during a meeting with a coalition of Northern State Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture (SCCIMA) at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Members of the SCCIMA were led into the meeting with the Vice President by their President Dalhatu Abubakar. The Vice President during the meeting said enough needs re-engineering and re-strategizing to fast-track development in the region. In a separate development, the Minister of Interior, Bumi Tunjojo, has said that the President Bola Tinubu has issued a marching order that all fleeing inmates across the country should be recaptured. Addressing journalists after the inspection of facilities at the Nigerian Immigration Service and Nigerian Correctional Service, Tunjojo said the service would work hard to ensure the order given by the President on fleeing inmates is followed to the letter. He also said the Nigerian Correctional Service would work in collaboration with the security agencies in the country to recapture the inmates. Recall that between 2021 and 2022, at least 7 attacks were reported on custodial centers across the country, where a large number of inmates escaped from the centers. In another development, the Nigerian government and the United Nations have signed 2 memorandums of understandings (MOU) to further strengthen counter-terrorism efforts in the country. In a statement by Head of Strategic Communications Office of the National Security Advisor, Zakari Mijinyawa, the MOUs would help deepen the fight against terrorism in the country. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, who was represented by the National Coordinator of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Rear Admiral Yem Musa, noted that the 2 memorandums of understanding signaled a momentous milestone in cementing Nigeria's partnership with UNOCT towards enhanced collective counter-terrorism efforts. Meanwhile, United Nations Under-Secretary General Office of Counter-Terrorism, Vladimir Voronkov, said the MOUs emphasize further cooperations with various areas, including countering terrorist travel, financing of terrorism, border and maritime security, and delivery of counter-terrorism training in Nigeria. On electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has opened a portal for the recruitment of ad hoc staff ahead of the Imo, Bayelsa and Kogi governorship polls. According to the electoral umpire, interested Nigerians can begin application process for the off-season polls today, August 31st, noting that the portal for the recruitment exercise would be closed on October 2nd, 2023. The INEC body charged interested applicants to visit press.inecnigeria.org or inecpressapp.com/press.app.apk to begin the process. Away from that, the Kwara and Imo state government have started the distribution of palliatives to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal during a flag-off event in Ilorin. The Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak said in the North Central State, at least 250,000 10-kilogram bags of rice were shared in the first phase. The governor, who was represented by the Speaker of the Kwara State House of Assembly, Yakubu Danladi Salihu, noted that the palliatives are only a show of empathy with the people as more sustainable initiatives are being implemented in phases. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoina yesterday announced the release of 1 billion naira, being the first tranche of the state government's donation to augment the palliative package received from the federal government. He also assured that the commencement of distribution of palliatives to residents of the state begins on Monday, September 4, 2023. Addressing journalists at Government House, the governor also announced the approval of 2 billion naira as another tranche for payment of gratuities to retired teachers in both the state and local government service, reaffirming his commitment to the one project per local government area initiative. Responding to the youth protests in the state, Governor Noor assured that with state government augmentation of the 3,000 bags of rice and 2 billion naira so far received from the federal government, the over 2,270 villages in the state should be hopeful to get 50 bags of rice each. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoina also announced his determination to support Akwa Ibom State University Ikorakwadem campus in Ibadan local government area in the completion of their hostel project and an intervention in the construction of internal roads in the school. The governor, who made the announcement during a familiarization tour of the facility at the school, assured that the State Commissioner for Education, Idoinside Tiebet, and her work counterpart, Professor Inoibanga, have been directed to work on the interventions respectively. Governor Ino used the occasion to thank the university community and TED Fund for their support during the electioneering, which also contributed to his emergence as the governor of the state, and pledged his commitment to delivering the dividends of democracy to the people in justification of his election as their leader. Earlier, the pro-chancellor of the university, Udoma, who thanked Governor Eno for honoring his invitation, assured the governor that an improvement will make a good contribution to the Arise agenda of his government. He stated his determination to making the school one of the first-class universities. Meanwhile, the governor, who also visited the temporary site of the Federal University of Technology